You win some, you lose some, but the show goes on. What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to that show. It is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 for the Xbox 360, and yes, I lost my World Heavyweight title to JBL yesterday, but somehow this game does not operate within the bounds of regular wrestling, because apparently I don't get a rematch. So, what's up with that? It just immediately put me into a different storyline. Like, in what world would I not get a rematch clause? Seriously. And it wouldn't be hard to use a cutscene to screw me out of my rematch. Honestly, it would have been easy to say, okay, he has his rematch against JBL on a SmackDown, and then during the match, have a cutscene, out comes Ken Kennedy, screws me, and then the whole thing moves on into that feud. Would have made a whole lot more sense instead of just saying, nope, well, you lost, you're done, you're out. I'm like, wait, what?
Now that I have everybody's attention, I would just like to remind you that I weigh in tonight at 246 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Kennedy!
Good for you.
Kennedy!
You were supposed to be Vince's son, and then you got busted, or injured, or something. I forget the exact chain of events, but things happened where you ended up not being his son, and they just kind of released you, and that was kind of the end of that story, and it ended up being Hornswoggle, which, you know, why not? You just did this.
And the opponent, who has no chance whatsoever of victory here tonight, he hails from some inbred village of mentally deficient hicks, born to parents who happen to be first cousins.
I'm already here.
He perpetually struggles with personal hygiene.
Hey, I smell just fine.
What's he doing? I love Mr. Kennedy's introductions. Kennedy!
Well, I don't think anyone's ever interrupted Mr. Kennedy quite like that before. But if you ask me, it's a long time coming.
We're gonna fight on Friday night, Michael. Anyway, welcome to a fine Wednesday. Having now watched both Raw and SmackDown, I have some thoughts on the two shows that happened this week. And I got a lot of my Raw thoughts out yesterday without having watched the show yet, and most of them stayed true, but I heard there was some backstage word that they had intended on Jason Jordan being cheered in that segment against the guy from Canada. And I'm like, what? Are you insane? Like, that's not gonna ever work that way. Speaking of, that's like, okay. When they had Brock feuding with Goldberg, and they went to Minnesota, and they thought Brock would get, heel reaction there. I'm like, no, he's from Minnesota. That's the dumbest thing. So, sometimes they have no perception on who will actually get booed and cheered, and they just really kind of screwed the pooch on that one. So, unfortunate, but that's kind of what it is. What it is with a pile driver? Maybe? Nope. The gory special? Boom! Oh, the Widow's Peak, I believe, is that move. If I had to recall the name. It's been a long week already. It's only Wednesday. Anyway, elsewhere, speaking of boos, elsewhere, man, Bayley, don't ever make the rookie mistake of being a face and acknowledging the boos, because the crowd will just jump on that and boo you even harder. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that the crowd was booing the fact that she wasn't going to be able to have a match at SummerSlam. Not booing her because they didn't like her. Those are two different things. They're two entirely different things. So, that's a shame. It's a damn shame is what it is. Let's see if we can get our... Nope. 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 That all went south. Into the corner. LB for that, Tiger Bomb from the top rope. Boom! How about that? Mr. Kennedy, how about that? 1, a 2, a 3. Just so simple. So simple. Couldn't beat JBL, but beat Kennedy in like 2 minutes. Oh well, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, the name of this storyline involved Mark Henry. And as we all know, Mark Henry, being the super heavyweight that he is going to pose some problems for yours truly, who is a light heavyweight. And yes, I understand that most folks, when they make themselves in the game, they make this idealized, super giant version of themselves. But look, I'm trying to be a little bit realistic here on this show. Just a tiny bit. And if that costs me matches, it's what it is. It wouldn't be the first time where I finished a story mode not being a world champion. Trust me, it wouldn't be the first time. I think that instead of doing the same thing that everybody else does here on YouTube, kind of got to set yourself apart a little bit with different stuff. You know, shake it up a little bit. Kennedy offended by attackslug's lack of respect. Put some respect on my name, playboy. Kennedy refused to elaborate on his plans for attackslug. Attackslug is currently scheduled for a match against Mark Henry tonight on SmackDown. It's time to join the Hall of Pain. I don't bleed Kool-Aid. So Kennedy's out here with Mark Henry being his manager because why?
Well, 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 look who's coming to the ring with Mark Henry. Everyone's favorite loudmouth, Mr. Kennedy.
You don't think this has anything to do with Mr. Kennedy's little, altercation with Mark Henry's opponent last week, do you?
Nah.
I think it's got everything to do with that, Taz. Kennedy's up to something, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what it is.
Some boy gonna get the butt whipped. Beat him up, break his neck, break his neck. Everyone in this game is so sweaty. Like, seriously, it's kind of ridiculous. They may have overdid. But, again, when you look at real life, these guys is like, why are you so wet?
Hey, what's Kennedy doing?
Look, he's grabbing the mic. Shh, shut up.
Now making his way to the ring, the latest victim of the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. A man who deserves everything he's about to get tonight. A superstar who, as it turns out, isn't much of a star at all. I give you, what's his name? What's his name?
That guy. Okay, another one of these matches where I have to do all light grapples and then hope I can hit the slug exploders. Obviously, I'm not going to hit the top rope business against Mark Henry, who is way, way too big. So if I can hopefully just do these grapples and then do these submissions and then cast them out, that's kind of my only hope for this match. So we'll get to it. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, moving on to SmackDown. We're getting John Cena and Baron Corbin as your SummerSlam match. And it's like, okay, they had one interaction last week. It wasn't even on the air. It was an after the show interaction last week. And that was it. That was your whole thing for the feud. And then Baron Corbin, with some new theme music, comes out to interrupt John Cena as he cuts his promo. And he's putting over Nakamura pretty hard, which is cool. And then, yeah, that match is now, according to Daniel Bryan, official for SummerSlam. I mean, he's got to be on the show somewhere, and they're running out of guys for him to, you know, that are big enough names for him to have matches with. So I guess he's going to fight Baron Corbin. So will Baron Corbin lose and then somehow cash in later in the evening? I think that seems pretty likely. Whether or not that cash in is successful on whoever actually wins that match between Nakamura and Jinder, that'll be curious. But we didn't get, and perhaps that they're still trying to figure it out, we didn't get the thing that I'm most curious about, which is Jinder cutting promos on Nakamura, because he can't cut the same, oh, you're all xenophobic promos. So I want to see, what does he say? How does he handle those interactions? Because you've only got one more SmackDown before SummerSlam, so we're getting like real close to that show. If you don't have him cut any promos, then why should I care about the match? I guess. I mean, I don't know. If AJ Styles can't carry Jinder to a great match, I'm kind of concerned about that match being good at all. But obviously, that match, not exactly the main event of SummerSlam. It is the Fatal 4-Way between, oh, that's not going to happen, between Brock and them boys. Speaking of Brock and them boys, though, actually, back to Raw for a moment. How in the hell do you keep having Brock in the building? Right? You keep having Brock in the building with all his competitors for SummerSlam and not interacting with them at all. Like, why do they keep doing that? That seems, I don't know. There was just no I'm assuming next week they'll have something, but there's been no interaction between them at this point, which is kind of baffling when you want to build a match. Instead, he beat up the Miz Taraj. It's like, sure, fine, but yeah, that's not not exactly impressive to me in that you beat up the Miz Taraj. Come on now. Anyway, back to SmackDown. I keep missing these 5-star slug splashes. I need to get Mark Henry and, like, drag him, but I don't know how to do that. I feel like I looked it up and then I couldn't get it to work, so I don't know. These things happen. Mark Henry's like, I don't believe Kool-Aid. Aha. We're going to keep on locking on the Emma lock here. And keep on ignoring the rope break for 4 counts and damaging Mark Henry as much as we can. And hopefully, when we finally hit that slug exploder, it will mean something. Maybe. Maybe. If we can even get in a kick to make that happen, because obviously it's going to be a problem trying to kick Mark Henry. And he's solid freaking steel. Come on, Mark. Get yourself up. Get yourself up, Mark Henry. Be laying there. Be laying there like a bum. Oops. No! No! Oh no! Oh no! It begins. Now, grapple him. What are you doing? That was not... Okay, I mean, sure. You want to do that. I'll keep doing the thing during the rope break. That's fine. Coquina clutch and whatnot. But that was not my intention at all for that bit of business. Anyway, elsewhere on SmackDown, besides this Cena Corbin business that's happening. Come on, Slug Exploder. Oh, I don't have it anymore. What happened? Where'd it go? Did I lose it? Weird. Here we go. Neck breaker. Just keep on working the neck, I guess. I don't know anymore. Yeah, center of the ring. Center of the ring. We're doing it. We're doing it, Mark Henry. You're tapping out to Slug a lock. You tap. They revealed who destroyed Tully the horse in the Fashion Peaks segment. And spoiler, it was Arn Anderson, who was jealous. They didn't name the horse after Arn Anderson, the enforcer, which is pretty good.
Kennedy's organizing a mugging of Mark Henry's opponent.
Oh, good God Almighty.
What is Kennedy doing? He's calling for the
See,
timekeeper's bell.
this would have happened either way, I think.
Oh my
It
God.
wouldn't matter
Kennedy
if we won or
almost
lost.
took his head off.
But it is what it is.
That's my boy, you
Ah.
understand? You mess with Kennedy, you're messing with me.
Alright. Thanks, Mark
Now
Henry.
do you see? Now do you see what happens when you disrespect me? Now do you realize that you are insignificant next to Mr. Kennedy?
So, are we going to build toward a cage match or something? I don't know. Thanks. Oh, the ref's bleeding too. How about that? But yeah, if you wondered if they could possibly continue to make the Fashion Files even better, they did with Arn Anderson stealing some donuts, which was great. It was just great. That whole thing. That is my highlight of SmackDown every freaking week.
Holla, 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 player. I hope you recovered from Ken Kennedy's attack last week. I know you probably want a piece of Mr. Kennedy, but I'm not sending you out there without some backup because I don't want you to take any chances with your neck and throat injuries. So tonight, you and your partner are going to team up to take on Kennedy and Mark Henry in a tag team match. Go get 'em, player, and good luck.
Of course, Teddy Long is booking me in a tag team match. That's what he does. So who is my tag team partner for this shenanigans? Matt Hardy. Okay.
I have no earthly idea what a guy like Mark Henry sees in someone as obnoxious and arrogant as Mr. Kennedy, Taz. Clearly, Kennedy gets some muscle out of this partnership. But what's in it for Mark Henry?
Hey, hold on there, pinch face. Like him or not, you have to agree that Mr. Kennedy's one of the most charismatic and exciting superstars we got on SmackDown. You gotta figure Mark Henry could have learned a little bit from a guy like him.
Thanks, I can only hope.
So I suppose myself and Broken Matt Hardy will render this tag team obsolete. Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a good look at the two men making their way to the ring because this will be the last time you see them in one piece. One of them is obviously too stubborn to quit, and the other one is too stupid to mind his own business. Either way, they're about to get an education from Mr. Kennedy!
Well, alright, Dan. Let's get it on. This week's SmackDown also featured the glorious return of the one, the only, James Ellsworth. So happy he's back on TV, being his usual Ellsworth self. Duh. So, that's always a good time. Enjoying that. Here's hoping they actually do a thing with him, I guess? I don't know. And then your main event. Your main event was Jinder and Randy Orton. And Randy Orton goes over clean because the Singh Bros are not in the building. Because they're injured because of Randy Orton. Which is fine, but, like, what's the point of having Jinder be champion if you're not actually going to use him as a champion? If you're just going to have him lose, like, okay, if the whole point of that segment was to set up Randy Orton getting kicked in the head, sorry, Matt, at the very end of the show by Rusev, his opponent at SummerSlam, like, okay, I guess, but did you really need to have your guy lose clean? Like, seriously? Ah, crud. Ah, crud. Somebody go and get the butt whipped. Eat him up, eat him up. Like, I don't understand the point of that if you're just going to have your champion lose clean to, Randy Orton. And then Randy Orton obviously has no recourse to say, hey, I just beat your guy after losing a bunch of times to your guy, so hey, how about I get a match against Jinder for that belt again? And it's like, no, now you're in a Rusev feud, so you don't get that. Sorry, Randy. You get your retribution of winning a singles match against Jinder, which kind of means nothing in the long run. So there's that bit of whatever, which was weird. I don't know. So that was SmackDown, more or less. Overall, I enjoyed it. There was obviously other things on there, like the Kevin Owens managing to get himself booed in Canada by insulting Bret Hart, which is always fun. That actually worked. People actually played along with it and booed him for a little bit. So, Kevin Owens still a pretty good heel when he wants to be. Anyway, let's see if we can give Mark Henry a slug exploder, which didn't happen last time. Because, you know, Mark Henry. He's just too strong. Wait, what was that? Oh, roll up! Referee! Count it! Big Money Matt, get in there! Nope. Brother Henry, I knew you'd come! This is going real well. Grapple the man. I can't... I slapped the wrong guy. That's not good. That's not good. Again, this match, like most tag team matches, stunner! No consequences. So why should I care that I'm in this tag team match? Playa. Holla holla. Holla holla. Doing the Emma-lock, ignoring referees counting because we can. Or a 4 count for damaging Mark Henry. I mean, I could easily get myself disqualified here, but again, what does it matter? What does it matter? There, finally the RB up actually does a thing, and Matt Hardy doing some work for once. Had so many incompetent tag team partners in this game thus far. Oh no! Mark Henry, no! I'm gonna attempt to tag in Matt Hardy here, if I can ever get away from the grasp of Mark Henry and his headlock, I guess that is? What? I'm in a situation here. Or I was anyway. Which damaged my body and not my head, which is... Alright, sure. Also, I can't get up. Also, Mr. Kennedy's being a pain in my behind, so let's see if we can... Nope. Yes. Do a backdrop. Spin out. Yep. One of them deals. And then call for the Fight Knuckle Shuffle, which we're not going to do. I don't have it as a move. Tag him out! What are you doing? Don't take out the turnbuckle. That was not my intention at all. No! Mark Henry with the world's largest Luthez press. Good God almighty. Aha! Let's tag in Matt Hardy. There you go. Now then, Matt Hardy, go do your Twist of Fate and whatever else. Side effect. And I'm going to come over here and focus my attention on Mr. Kennedy, if I'm hitting back and it's not working, which is always annoying. Do this. Turn. I'm hitting back! It's not letting me focus on Mr. Kennedy, which is some... absolute... I just want to focus on... There we go. Mr. Yep, and Matt Hardy, who had a finisher. And now Mark Henry turning on Kennedy for reasons unbeknownst to me. That makes a lot of sense. How is that even possible, man? If he tapped out there, that would be hilarious. Hilarious. But no. World's strongest slam. Ref bump. It's not happening. Spoiler, not happening. There we go. Finally. Finally. Face the guy you want to face and do the moves you want to do. If Matt Hardy loses his match, that is on him and not me. Because, you know, tag teams. I don't know. Anyway, I'm damaged enough here. So, Mr. Punch in the face. Nope, that didn't work. Punch in the face. Punch in the ankle. Sure. Just do a move. Do a move. Here we go. Something. Matt Hardy, please make Mark Henry lose. Because otherwise, yeah, make him tap. Make him tap. That'd be great. Love that. Big Money Matt. Do it. Do a finisher. I'm like half watching the inside and half watching the outside. Anyway, there was other news, and that the rumor, the talk going around is that Ronda Rousey is going to go into training with LeBron Kendrick to, wrestle. Which is like, alright, sure. That training didn't work out so well for Eva Marie, but also Eva Marie didn't have an actual sports background. An Olympic sports background. So, you know, there's that. Oh, right in the junk. Mark Henry's being cheap. Attackslug's out here doing it, and doing it, and doing it well. Roll him up, roll him up. 1, 2, 3, we win! Once again, my tag team strategy pays off. Yes, wonderful.
Henry, get back here. Mark Henry.
Nope.
Whoa,
Oh.
He's giving
Check
Kennedy
neck.
a taste of his own medicine.
You like that, Kennedy? Huh? Answer me. What's the matter? You can't? Believe me, I know exactly how you feel.
Whoa, this thing between him and Mr. Kennedy just keeps escalating.
You're telling me, partner. And with less than 2 weeks to go before Armageddon, I think this is going to get worse before it gets better.
P.S. I keep changing my voice in the voice options because they're all kind of not very fitting. So I just keep changing it. Attackslug, it's your boy, Theodore Long. I seen you getting the job done every week on SmackDown, player. But don't get too distracted by the bright lights and beautiful females. You need one more win plus one at the pay-per-view to keep up your end of the deal and get a shot at that title. Now get your shine on and let's get some gold around that waist of yours. You feel me? Look, here's what I feel, Teddy. I am owed a rematch against JBL, which you are clearly not going to give me. You feel that, playa? But regardless, that wraps up Wednesday. Thanks for watching. I am your host, attackslug. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.